After I left cop work, I started Tactical Systems Network. We do consulting, security consulting, vulnerability assessments, and actual personal security and investigations, and learned a whole lot from the police work. And I learned a whole lot from musicians taken into police work, and both of those taken forward into the security industry.
Right.
And as an expert witness on a number of occasions, I've been leveraged for testimony on the Timberwalk case, which does have everything to do with an apartment complex where somebody had complained about one of their sliding door was kind of ajar and it wouldn't quite lock right.
Right.
And they took their time getting around to it, and this lady ended up getting raped because they broke in through that door, and she ended up suing the pants off these people. And a lot of that case applies to a lot of different instances whereby we had a case once where you have a restaurant in a strip center. So there are a number of businesses.
Yeah.
So you have kind of a communal parking area, but a particular patron came into this particular business and ate, walked out about 16 steps and got jumped and beaten to the point where he was incapacitated and on a respirator and eventually died. And they sued the restaurant specifically because they had not done enough things in advance to ensure safety because of the part of town they were in, because of the lack of light. They had a number of cameras that were non-functional. Mm-hmm. So, and they hire people like me to go assess whether or not I think it's safe just outside the scope of what happened there. And so the thing that I really learned how to do, especially working amongst the bad guys, is look at something and think like a bad guy. So right. I just think backwards, and I would encourage anybody to do it. So if you just walk some of your properties and think, all right, if I was going to burglarize an apartment, how would I do it? And which one would I do? Because everything that a criminal evaluates is based on cost versus gain. If they
right.
think they can accomplish it, they'll do it. They think there's a decent chance. If you put enough things in place to keep them from thinking that they can get away with it, then they'll go next door and do it.
Right.
And that's kind of what you're trying to do, is set up deterrences, and you're protecting yourself in a grand way.
And sometimes they see the opportunity too. Like they just pass by, they weren't thinking about it, but they saw an opportunity to do
right.
something, and they will do.
Right. And there's still things that you can do to mitigate that too. Because, a lot of these places that have high crime are, for one, this seems really elementary, but a lot of the best ideas are, a lot of these places are very poorly lit. So if I'm going to commit a crime, I certainly don't want to be seen when I do such a thing. So if I see, somebody that's carrying a nice purse and I want to go snag their purse, but everything's lit and in the open, and I see cameras that are out there, then I'm going to have to find another opportunity.
Yeah, makes difficult.
Yeah, and it's defensible too for you, because you've set it in such a way that, look, it's impractical for a criminal to accomplish this.
Right.
So that when that anomaly happens and they do it anyway, you at least have some defense because you've gone out of your way to present a safe environment. And I know a lot of times, this is something I don't mean to interview you, but it's a lot of times it's cost prohibitive. If you have a low income apartment complex and you're expected to have high quality locks and fencing and proper lighting, ingress, egress is just one in, one out, so where everybody can monitor. That's easier said than done when you are on a budget.
Waking up to success, now we getting it started. This is the real grind. Everything you've been wanting, building an empire, no question. Talking about real estate, investing, making the millions, no stopping. While we sip on gourmet coffee, the real grind.